Welcome to Tool Tech Geek. I'm trying to make a video here. Welcome to Tool Tech Geek. I'm gonna talk about the Roxon Flex and some custom-made tools. So the first Roxon multi-tool I got was the M2, and I like it very much. They really have a way of bending metal and getting all these really smooth curves, which make them for handles that are really comfortable, and they clearly reapply that for the Roxon Flex. So in the M2 they also have a decent scissors, which also something very nice to have in a small multi-tool. So clearly they're pretty innovative. They're always coming up with stuff, and there was even some multi-tools where you can switch the blades, and then more recently they made the Roxon Flex, which has interchangeable. All the tools are interchangeable except the pliers, and it's got a lot of people really excited. So I ordered one when they opened up their website, and now it's back on pre-order. So possibly they sold out, or they're figuring out something or other, and now it's on pre-order again. But I was able to order it really quickly and get one of these. And what's interesting to me is that they opened the specification. So basically you can download the CAD files for their tools and use that as a basis to make your own. So in the past I 3D printed some tools, such as these ones. So this is a small utility blade holder, which has it's all made of plastic, and I think it really works for blades, because if the blade is sharp you don't really have to put too much force in the whole thing, and then having something made of plastic makes it very lightweight. So I think that works for blades. Another thing that works, in my opinion, is a sanding stick. So you have just a stick and then glue some sandpaper on it, and this works as a file, and also all the force is applied basically into this surface and not so much to the tool itself. So that also works to make it of plastic. If you make tools out of plastic, they're going to be lightweight. If you do 3D print them, you can just make them, improve them, modify. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there. Some tools cannot be made of plastic, such as screwdrivers, anything that requires a lot of force and torque. For that case, I figure that you can make inserts, and the force gets all spread out into a larger surface, and that seems to work, at least for the small. Here I can put small screwdriver bits to this hexagonal, and that works. So you could basically 3D print this outer part and then put an insert. These are furniture inserts. I think a set screw may also work. There are some stainless set screws. If you get a set screw that's an M8 in size, the hexagon is going to be 4 millimeters. So I think that should also work for this application. So I'm very excited to start exploring what can be done with the Roxon Flex. You've probably seen lots of videos by other YouTubers showing you the Roxon Flex tools. So basically you can interchange them back and forth. So I think that's a very good thing to do. Okay, that meal is bare. So this let me put this one back. So it's easy to interchange, and they had two types of tool, the shorts and the longs. So this is an example of a short tool that, because they're short, they give it a little bit of room for the pliers, and they have basically 4 slots for those short ones, and then you have the long tools that take a longer length, but they only have a 1 slot out of 5 for those, because there's a little less room. So you have room for 1 here and 1 here. Sometimes people manage to fit 2 of them if they're thin enough. So in any case, that's a Roxon tool. So what I want to see is, can I do 3D printed tools to put in the Roxon Flex? I think that could be awesome, because you can customize them, or maybe people can print them and maybe sell them on Etsy. It could be an entire small industry of 3D printed stuff. So what I did is I downloaded the files from Roxon. They have one for the long tool and one for the short tool, and I printed it in a Bamboo Labs 3D printer. So here's the result. This is a short tool, this is a long tool. They lock and they fold, so it works pretty well. And you can of course remove them, and I tell you what I learned in this process. So first of all, those files are basically good to print. The only thing I changed was the thickness. The thickness was 2.1 millimeter, and I reduced that. I did 90%. That gave it a little extra room here. That worked better for me. Another thing I learned is the infill. So the infill is how much fraction of holes you have inside the side filament. So if you make it with more infill, it's stronger. In my first attempt, I used very little infill just to print it fast, and the tool broke at this point because it was too weak. So whenever you wiggle it a little, this tab broke, and now I printed it with a much higher infill. I think it's like 80%, and that was enough to create a stronger piece. So what I learned is it works really well to 3D print things, and I already knew you can make 3D printed tools that work, are functional. So next step will be to basically combine these ideas with this. This is my son's bear, and make some custom tools. So pretty excited about this. We'll see how it goes, and thank you for watching.